Go again.
Hey guys, welcome back to Calgary Barbell. We're just finishing the first portion of the week. I'm not doing equipped squatting or equipped deadlifting right now. So I did my equipped bench Monday. That went really well. I got 3 touches and presses in my bench shirt. I'm pretty light right now, so I think that might have had a lot to do with how easily I was able to get down to my chest. But I got 180 for a single. And 185 for 2 singles. And then a good solid set of 165 for 5 in my shirt. I did some raw deadlifting on Tuesday. That went relatively well. It was 75% of a very conservative max for sets of 5. All my squat movements have been swapped out for single-legged stuff and things to just help me learn how to pattern my squat better and hopefully not put a whole lot of compressive force on my back while we still determine exactly what the issue is with my back. Today was more of an accessory day, and I still have 2 more sessions this week. My training cycle, or my training program, this block, has now been split up into 5 days. So we're doing 2 movements per day as opposed to 3 movements per day. We're doing 5 sessions instead of 4 sessions throughout the week. So it feels really good to get back to moving some weight. My deadlifts aren't necessarily super heavy, but that was probably the best my pulls have felt and the most engaged and solid and tight I've felt deadlifting in a long time, since probably training for Worlds when I hit those big raw numbers. So that's really encouraging. My bench, I did a 2-count pause bench yesterday for a single, and it was 167.5. Pause is maybe a little quick, but that's still only 2.5 kilos off my best ever 2-count pause bench. So despite my my loss of a couple of pounds and some time off and the deloading and being sick, etc., all those excuses, I am still within PR ranges on my bench, which is a big thing for me because that's one thing I want to be able to push while I'm not able to squat. Maybe not deadlifting quite as heavy, is to be able to really push my bench and bring up that lagging weak area. I was having a conversation with a buddy of mine who trains here yesterday, and I was telling him, I was saying, like, I miss being able to grind against reps. That feeling of hitting the bottom of a squat and not knowing if you're gonna make it because it's heavy, not because of pain or because you feel like your hip's gonna break, but because it's heavy and you have to push against it and you strain against it and you grind through a rep. You know, everybody hates those high rep sets or those high volume days where you have to really grind through your squats and push hard, but when you have an injury like this, it really reminds you that you kind of enjoyed those days. Like, I long for that feeling of grinding against a squat. I think I had one good squat day before Worlds where I was actually able to push that hard. I was squatting against bands, and for whatever reason, just everything was clicking that day. And I was able to really dig in and grind against a couple of reps, and it was the most satisfying thing that I've had happen in the gym for a long time. So if I can get back to that point, back to that spot, I'm going to be incredibly happy. So our question of the day here is from Chad Hill. And Chad asked, I saw in a previous video you mentioned you moved up weight classes when you realized you needed to compete higher. How did you determine that you needed to increase your body weight? Am I unrealistic that I want to compete in the 83 kilo class standing 6'1"? So for me, at that point in time, I just looked around at the guys that were competitive in each class. And I looked at all the guys that were doing the best in the class that I was in, and this was when I was in 83, back in 2012 when I very first started competing. And I looked around at the guys that were in the 83s, and they were 6-8 inches shorter than me. And I just knew that I would never be able to fill out enough to be able to maximize the weight I could lift at that height. So I knew that I needed to move up, and I moved up to 93, and it just, again, I gained more weight as a result of training and eating, and I was getting stronger, so I didn't really worry about my weight class for a while. I think the first time I competed as a 105, I was 97 or 98 kilos, and that was I won provincials that meet. So I think maybe just try to optimize your body composition, try to get bigger, try to get stronger, and maybe don't worry about weight classes until you've competed for a year or 2 years even, and then start thinking about what weight class you might need to cut to or bulk to try and be most competitive. Because after that point, you'll have an idea where your numbers are, where you feel, how you feel at different body weights. I know for me, because of my height, I would probably be most competitive as a 120, but I've been up to like just under 240 before, which I know isn't very heavy, but for me, that's enough. Like I don't think I want to be over 235 or so, and that's kind of my ideal walking around weight. But that's only because I have years of experience to tell me where I'm strongest, where I feel the best. So look at those factors first before you start thinking about, oh, I have this weight class in mind. You mentioned there that you're 6'1", and you're thinking about competing in the 83 kilo class. That's all well and good, but I wouldn't limit yourself to that. Go ahead, get bigger, compete against bigger guys, as long as you feel okay in your day-to-day life. And for some guys, that doesn't even matter. Some guys will get as big as they need to be to get as strong as they possibly can. So it's just more of an experience thing, and it's kind of hit and miss and trial and error. You have to figure it out. So there's no real good answer of saying you're this tall, you need to be in this class. But gain some weight, lose some weight, just get stronger, and you'll figure it out, I promise. If you like the video, don't forget to hit that like button. Comment below, give us some more questions of the day. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you want to see. Hit that subscribe button to stay tuned, and we'll see you guys next time.
Industry shady, you need to be taken over. Label owners hate me, I'm raising the status quo up. Pay us like you owe us for all the years that you hold us.